Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the West Ham world, and this is our preview of Crystal Palace versus West Ham that kicks off at Selhurst Park at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I love a 3 o'clock kickoff. That's the only thing I really missed when we were in Europe. I hate Sunday kickoffs. It just sort of messes your weekend up a little bit. Where Sunday 3 o'clock is just the perfect time for football. I'm looking forward to it starting again. Our season starts on Saturday. We forget about Villa. It's time for Lopetegui to show us something. It's time for him to change the team and show us something different. We'll talk about West Ham later. Let's talk about Palace. So they lost their last game 2-1 to Brentford, a goal disallowed by Eze. They didn't look great in the game, but their form coming off the back of last season, I believe they won their last 4 games. They were really, really good last year. They finished 10th. Glasner, a manager we would know from the Frankfurt, he's really started to instill a style of play in them. They did lose some big players though. Elise, a real favourite of mine, a top player. I'm surprised he didn't stay Premier League. I thought he could have been excellent for a Liverpool or an Arsenal, someone like that. But he's a big loss. Gahey, obviously, great England Euros. He's heavily linked to Newcastle. Doesn't look like it will happen this week. Might happen next week, so he probably will play against us. Anderson linked to Fulham as well. That's not gone through yet, but I wouldn't expect him to play against us. Haven't brought in too much. Sarr's come in from Marseille, a player that we were linked with a couple of years ago, Ismail Sarr. Kamada's come in, and Riyad. The other ones are they've brought in more, but they're not as high profile as the other players. They beat us in pre-season as well, didn't they? I know we played a behind closed doors one, but they did beat us in the official pre-season game. Their formation, they like to play a 3-4-2-1. Henderson in goal, Richards, Lerma and Gahey at the back. Midfield, if I keep looking at my notes, midfield is Munoz, Walton, Decore, Mitchell, with Eze, Kamada and Edouard up front. Last season they did the double over us, real painful games. They were 3-1 loss at the London Stadium and a 5-2 loss at Selhurst Park. Real humiliating defeats. It's always full of goals, this game. The match average is 6 goals per game in recent times. Usually 2-2s, 3-2s either ways. They're always usually really good games. And one thing this game always does have as well, in recent times, is a worldie. I've listed a few. Ayew for them scored a worldie. Lanzini scored a worldie a couple of years ago. Remember when he tapped off his foot and then put it in the top corner. Andy Carroll's bicycle kick was against Crystal Palace. Dimitri Payet, one of the best free kicks taken ever, let alone just that season. It's one of the best free kicks ever taken. It's up there with Roberto Carlos, that free kick. That was in that game. I'm sure there's others from Crystal Palace games as well. I think the game that Ayew scored, that worldie goal, I believe Andre Ayew, also scored a worldie in that game. So, yeah, there's always a really good goal in this game. And again, like I say, it's always usually quite entertaining. Looking at them in terms of their strengths, loads of long shots, very skillful players. Eze, obviously, top player, really top player. They like to come back from. It's not that they like to come back from behind, but they're very good at it. So when they do go behind, they have got the character to come back, or bounce back ability, as the famous manager word goes. Very good at defending set pieces as well. Their weaknesses was only listed as avoiding offsides, so that's quite not a bad weakness to have, is it? Style of play, loads of shots, attacks down the middle and a lot down the left-hand side. Very aggressive, and win the ball back pretty quickly. Good side. Good side. If they manage to keep hold of Eze going forward after this game, if they manage to keep hold of Eze, and if Gahey did stay, I'd imagine they'd have quite a solid season again. I think Glasner is a really good manager. Like I say, got some work to do if Eze and Gahey were to go. But yeah, they're a decent little side now. Decent little side. In terms of us, like I say, need change. Need Lopetegui. This is your opportunity now to not build a momentum of fan hatred. We're giving you time, and I'm giving him time. but there will be sections that it boils up if you make the same errors that you made against Villa. We'll forget Villa. We'll forget it. It's done now. But if I see all three of Souček, Coufal and Antonio in the team, I will allow you to have one of them. I'll allow you to have one. But if I see all three, or even two of them, I'm not going to be happy. And I think a lot of West Ham fans will not be happy. I want to see. Okay, and I'm going to allow one of them to be in the team because I think we all know who will start out of. If it was going to be any one of them three, we all know who it's going to be. Okay, so Areola in goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs to come back in. This is a great opportunity for him to make his debut for West Ham against his former club, a team he probably supports as well. He'll love the fact that it's Selhurst Park. And Coufal was probably the most obvious of the three that you would drop. I want to see Tobido in. Again, we can't continue this. Again, it's only game 2, but we can't continue this. Oh, we're feeding. We're blooding them in. They'll be ready for next week. No. Now. Put them in now. I thought it's going to be harsh on Mavropanos because I thought he had a good game. But Tobido and Kilman for me. Emerson obviously picks himself. Rodriguez will go in because there's no one else. I know there's rumours that Alvarez could be back, but I wouldn't expect him to start. I wouldn't even expect him to come on. I don't think they'll risk him. I just don't think they'll risk him. If he does stay, there are rumours that he could go, but if he does stay, he's going to be so important for us. There's no point risking him yet. You don't want, especially a hamstring. They're dodgy injuries. And the one of the three that will get in is Souček. I just think that's the only one he will put in. I don't want him to play, but I think he will play. And then you've got Paquetá, Kudus, I'd like to see in the 10 role, Bowen and Füllkrug, not Mikel Antonio, although he has not a bad record against Palace. I don't want to see it. I want to see Füllkrug start. I want to see him start in the game. I want to see what he can do from the start with fresh players, a fresh Bowen, a fresh Paquetá, a fresh Kudus around him. Can he create space for them? Can he score a goal with the opportunities? And then obviously later in the game, we've got Somerville look fantastic in the game against Villa when he did come on. We've got him to bring on, which again, sort of game will probably suit him because we're probably quite open and attacking this game. Can we win? Yes. When we did show a bit, we looked okay in the game. We need to be more clinical though. We need to be more clinical. Like I say, Palace will need to bounce back from their loss as well. So we're both looking for our first win of the season. So, like I say, I do expect a good game. I'm going to predict a 2-2 though. Even though I think we could win, I'm going to predict a 2-2 because, like I say, I think it's Palace's first home game of the season. I think they will want to bounce back. West Ham will want to bounce back from their loss. And I think we'll just cancel each other out. But expect a good attacking game. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can just get over that line because City next week. And if we lose 3 in a row, then it starts getting a little bit nervy, and we don't want that. We do not want that. I don't expect any signings to come in, like major signings. Obviously, that Kante signed today, but I don't expect any major signings until next week now if they are to happen. Guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on, you lads. Keep believing. Let's go.